Okay, welcome to topic 2 or lesson 2 for chapter 5, which is Gestalt Theory. So still, in this lesson, under pa rin siya sa constructivist learning theories. So previously, we discussed the first lesson, which is the constructivist theory by Jerome Bruner. Okay, so dito naman, second lesson is on the Gestalt Theory. So what is Gestalt Theory? This theory emphasizes that the whole of anything is greater than its parts. Okay? So much better daw yung kabuuan kaysa dun sa bits of information na ating natututunan. That is also the reason why every after natin na mag-discuss, right, ng mga topics, so first is that sinasummarize natin siya. Bakit? Kasi tinitignan natin yung overview o yung kabuuan. Hindi lamang yung mga subtopics sa kada lesson, yung pinipresent natin, but rather, mas mabuti daw yung kabuuan kaysa doon sa parts, sa subtopics, or sa bits of information ng isang topic. So the word Gestalt is used in the modern German to mean the way a thing has been placed or put together. So, yun nga, from parts into a whole. Form and shape are the usual translations. In psychology, the word is often interpreted as pattern or configuration. So, saan naman to siya? Kasi pagdating sa psychology, Gestalt Theory, mas naging broader siya. And yun nga, medyo naiiba na yung main emphasis. But here, yung Gestalt Theory is yung application niya into the teaching and learning process. Nakuha? So, hindi tayo more likely magta-touch doon sa Gestalt Theory in psychology, but we will give emphasis on the teaching implications or Gestalt Theory in teaching and learning process. So, Max Wertheimer was one of the principal proponents of Gestalt Theory. So, more likely, hindi lang naman si Max Wertheimer yung talagang nag-isip ng theory na to, but meron ding iba. Okay? Marami ring proponents. So, which emphasized higher order cognitive process in the midst of behaviorism. So, still, Gestalt Theory related pa rin siya sa constructivism or constructivist learning theories, kung saan kino-consider natin yung prior knowledge for us to have a meaningful absorption or adaptation or learning of the new concept. Kailangan ito ay related or connected sa ating prior knowledge. Okay, so here we have here a picture. So, kung titignan niyo siya sa malayuan, what can you observe? Diba kung sa malayuan, titignan niyo yung picture, the very first picture from the left, yung una nating maaaninag is a dog. Right? Second, the picture, we have here an image of a cat. And lastly, kung titignan natin yung last na picture na nasa right, we have here an image of a rabbit. Okay? Pero when you try to look closer to the image or the picture, so very first picture we have here, a family. Right? So merong nanay, merong tatay, and together with them is a baby. Right? Second naman is, I don't know, magjowa ba inihira? Or are they already married? Diba? A man and a woman. Then lastly, we have here children. A boy and a girl. Okay. So, makikita natin, right? When you try to look closer to the pictures, it represents another theme, another concept. But when we try to look at it as a whole, okay, sa malayuan, so meron din siyang panibagong images na nire-represent. Okay, so that is what you call Gestalt Theory. So kaya kapag titignan niyo siya sa psychology, Ito na uso siguro to social media, right? Yung sa first glance ng mga pictures, iba yung makikita mong image, then later on, when you try to look at it closer, iba naman na image. So, Gestalt yun siya. Nakuha? So, it is much better daw yung whole into its parts. Kasi before we are able to identify a particular picture, kailangan tignan muna natin siya ng kabuuan bago natin ma-identify yung mga bits of information or yung parts ng buong topic na yon or ng buong picture na yon. Okay, so Gestalt Theory. So the focus of Gestalt Theory was the idea of grouping, okay, kasi nga part, then whole, characteristics of stimuli cause us to structure or interpret a visual field or problem in a certain way. So we have here primary factors that determine grouping. First, we have here proximity. Second, similarity, closure, and simplicity. Pero later on, sa discussion natin, meron pa tayong iba't ibang, what's this? Factors na under sa Gestalt Theory, and we will discuss kung ano yung kanyang teaching implications. So, dito muna tayo sa, parang very basic. Okay? Gagamit muna tayo ng mga pictures, symbols to represent yung, what's this, teaching implication ng kada grouping. So, first, you have here the proximity. Elements that are near to each other are grouped together. So, that's why, as you can see in the pictures provided, meron tayong dalawa. First is yung may mga circles or dots that are colored with blue. Second is yung image noong circles that are colored with black. So, sabi sa proximity, elements that are near or almost malapit sa isa't isa ay grouped together. So, ito, di ba kung mapapansin niyo, yung mga circles that are colored with blue, yung tatlo, they are grouped together. Kung titignan natin siya sa pamalayuan, parang nasa iisang grupo siya. Pero kapag malapitan naman, siya ay individual na mga dots. Same as to the second picture. Now, similarity. Elements that have the same or nearly similar features are grouped together. Objects that look similar in shape, size, or color are perceived being grouped together or related. So, meron tayong tatlong images. So, first image, before, random na mga shapes, right? Then, later on, after, we have here, dalawang shapes. We have a triangle and a circle. Then, yung triangles are, they are grouped together. Not necessarily naman na ginrupo na, inihiwalay. Pero, as you can see, madali natin siya agad na identify kasi nga yung mas magkakatabi or yung mas magkakapareho yung features nila ay pinagrupo-grupo sila. Dito naman sa based on color. So, as you can see, right? Yung merong yellow and color blue. Then, based on size. So, before, random lang yung small circles and big circles. Then, after, pinagsama-sama na group na yung mga small circles. Then, yung mga bigger na mga circles. So, that is similarity. The elements that have the same or nearly similar features are grouped together. Then, continuity. Elements that define smooth lines or even curves are also grouped together. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo, right? Continuation. First is yung circles. Though, kung titingnan natin siya in a closer look, circle lang naman siya. Pero since the circles are aligned in a curve, so parang nakikita natin siya, parang continuous yan na arrangement ng mga circles formed in two lines. Parang nagka-curve siyang gano'n. Then, sa mga triangles naman. So, yung pinaka-first na line ng triangle, yung kanyang tip ay naka-point pataas. Same as to yung nandito sa right. So, parang ang tingin natin sa kanya, upwards. Continuity or continuous yung triangle pataas. Yung nasa gitna naman, pababa yung tip. So, parang pababa yung pointing nung, what's this, triangle. Then, we also have here, yung circles. Sa law of continuity, di ba? Circles siya, pero siya ay in-arrange in a curve, kaya para siyang, what's this? Yung cutting na line, di ba? Yung parang tinitrace nga ni sometimes ng mga elementary students. So, parang nagiging continuous siya. Okay, same as to yung nasa cross. Diba yung sa ano to, sa math, yung plane, right? Doon sa Cartesian coordinate system, right? So, continuous yung x pataas, pababa, then y sa gilid, continuous yan. Then, yun. So, that is continuity. Closure, elements that fill up missing parts to complete an entity that are grouped together. So first image, as you can see, these are merely lines, no? Parang cutting lines siya. Pero since siya ay pinagsama-sama, parang naka-form na siya ng shape. Yung, what's this? Square, circle, and a triangle. Then, dito naman sa second picture, kung mapapansin niyo, parang ano lang siya, circle, na meron siyang cut ng parang pizza na shape. Pero since pinagsama-sama itong tatlong to, naka-form din naman sila na parang triangle siya sa malayo. Pero kung titignan mo, may mga spaces. So, parang hindi naman siya totally. Same as to the last picture. Okay. So, when teachers present information or concepts to the learners, instructional strategies should use this laws of groupings. Yun nga, yung similarity, proximity, closure, and continuity, no? The strategies a teacher uses will help learners discover if there are elements hindering them from learning new concepts. Teachers assist learners in removing these barriers to learning so that new knowledge can be stored and effectively used in varied situations. So a person can solve a problem if he has a good understanding of the overall or general structure of the problem. So that is Gestalt theory, right? So a whole is better than its parts. So understanding a problem means knowing and seeing the whole and its parts. So Gestalt theory also looks into how people organize their learning by looking at their experiences both inside and outside of a classroom. When instruction given or related to their experiences, then learning effectively takes place. So here are the implications of Gestalt theory in the teaching and learning process. So first is the law of proximity. So di ba meron tayong 4 na parang major groupings. So first, proximity. Kung kanina, we used mga images or pictures or shapes to represent each groupings. So ngayon naman, ang i-discuss natin, how these groupings are implied, okay, or used in a classroom setup or in the teaching and learning process. So first, law of proximity, related concepts or lessons should be taught aligned or closely to each other. So dito, meron tayong examples. So kung mapapansin natin, right, sa English, yung first kasi na example is a topic from English na subject. So sabi dito, pronoun is taught after nouns. Why? We cannot directly proceed to figures of speech. So say for example, so pinaka-basic actually, elementary pa lang, tinuturo na yung noun. So it couldn't be na si teacher, pagkatapos niya ituro yung noun, magja-jump siya sa verb, then after sa verb, magja-jump naman siya sa figures of speech. It couldn't be. Bakit? Sabi nga diba sa law of proximity, elements that are close to each other are grouped together. So under sa nouns, meron pa tayong pronouns. Diba? And a lot more. Even, say for example, sa math naman tayo, math. So we are teaching subtraction after addition, right? Kasi hindi pwede na addition, then jump tayo to fractions. Kasi paano natin ma-i-add or ma-isa-subtract, multiply, and divide yung fractions, polynomials, mga equations, if hindi muna natin i-group yung fundamental operations. Kaya nga, pinagsasama lagi yung addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Same as to pagdating mo ng polynomials, fundamental operations and polynomials, magkakasama pa rin itinuturo yung addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So that is law of proximity. Okay? Yung mga closely related na mga topics, they are grouped together. Then, yun, subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division. So, that is law of proximity. Then, sabihin na lang rin natin, sa science, parts of the body, diba? So, si teacher, ituturo niya muna lahat, parts of the body, diba? Human body. Then, bago siya mag-proceed sa parts ng plants. Kasi it couldn't be na si teacher, ituturo niya muna yung head, shoulders, hands, kasi mo-jump dayon sa plants, yung roots, stem, tapos mo-jump pagod sa parts ng animals. So, hindi naman pwede yun. Okay? So, mahihirapan yung learners na mag-absorb ng information if these topics are not grouped together. Kaya nga inuuna muna yung parts of the body ng human kasi ito yung pinaka madali nating ma-access, right? Kasi nakikita natin agad sa sarili natin, parts of the body of a human being, then of animals and of plants. So again, elements that are related or close to each other are grouped together. So that is the law of proximity. Kahit naman kayo, di ba? Kahit naman tayo, hindi natin gusto na from one topic, magja-jump sa ibang topic, then babalik naman sa topic na present, right? Mas mabuti pa rin yung hanay ba? Or arrange, systematic, magkakasunod-sunod yung mga related na mga topics before jumping into another lesson. Ganon din yung ginawa natin in this course. So first, na learning theory diniscuss natin is the cognitive learning theory. So, una, yung kay John Piaget, cognitive development theory, to be followed by Lev-Vygotsky's. Why? Kasi these learning theories are, parang related or at some point, close to each other yung concept nila, which is on cognitive theory. Okay, so that is law of proximity. Second, law of similarity. So, similar lessons or concepts should be grouped together to make learners develop understanding more efficiently and effectively. So, parang similar lang siya sa proximity. Ito naman sa proximity, elements that are close, yung kanilang relationship, yung kanilang concept to each other are grouped together. Now, with similarity naman, yung magkapareho, okay? Yung mga concepts or yung kanilang features, they are grouped together. So, pagdating sa, sa English, right? So, more likely the different figures of speech, similar sila. Bakit? Kasi, itong figures of speech ay parang mabubulaklak na pamamaraan ng pag-i-express, right? Yung mga personification, simile, metaphor. So, since pareho yung kanilang purpose, which is for, creative writing, right? Kaya sila ay grouped together. Nakukuha? Same as to mathematics. All the concepts pertaining to algebra, fundamental operations, polynomials, quadratic equations, and a lot more, sila ay ginrouped into algebra. Bakit? Kasi nga, these are lessons na similar yung kanilang concepts. Then, pagdating naman sa yung mga shapes, yung mga volume, measurement, length, area, ng parts ng isang triangle, kinds ng triangles, ng mga parallelogram, diba? Quadrilaterals. So, since similar sila, ito ay grouped together at yun ay tinawag nating geometry. Nakuha? So, law of similarity, similar lessons or concepts should be grouped together to make learners develop understanding more efficiently and effectively. Then, pagdating naman natin ng social studies, right? So, kung mapapansin natin, from grade 7 to 10 siguro yun. Pero nung time kasi namin, first year to fourth year, first, we started with the history of Philippines. So, bakit pinagsama-sama yung sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao? Kasi nga similar yung kanyang lesson. which is do sa ano muna, sa pinaka maliit na saklaw sa sariling bansa. Okay? Then later on, Asia. Right? Topics, history ng mga different countries from Asia, yung kanilang culture, yung kanilang food, and a lot more. Why? Kasi nga, all these countries are in a similar location, which is on Asia. Then after, sa world, right? Countries na pangbuong mundo na siya. So that is law of similarity. So similar lessons or concepts should be grouped together. Nakuha? Third, law of continuity. Lessons should be presented in such a way that learners will see this as connected and continuous. That is also the reason why before we proceed to another topic, we are conducting a review so that the students have the idea that the previously taught lesson is still related to the new information to be discussed. So that is law of continuity. Students will realize that the new lesson has continuity and is related to what they already know. So continuous lang siya. Nakukuha? So law of continuity, conducting a review so that the students find the relationship or the connectivity or continuity of the previously discussed topic to the current topic. Nakuha? Sige, mas din naman siya pag prerequisite. Kasi, ang unang tinuturo ay yung basic, right? Then, say for example, in Prof. Ed 1, pagdating ng Prof. Ed 2, nakikita niyo yung topics are somewhat like parang pareho lang siya. Okay, nga lang, it could be na medyo higher yung level or it could be mas i-discuss siya specific, mas broader, no? So, there is a continuation. Pagdating nyo naman ng iba pa mga Prof. Ed, mapapansin niyo yung mga diniscuss niyo sa Prof. Ed 1 and Prof. Ed 2, andoon pa rin sa higher na mga Prof. Ed. Kasi nga, there is a continuation. Nakuha? That is law of continuity. Fourth, law of closure. When concepts or topics are incomplete, it is not closed. Incomplete information may make learners want to discover what is missing rather than concentrating on the given instructions. So learners get lost. Okay? I don't know if you have experienced na parang may itinuro sa teacher inside the classroom, then later on, pagka kinabukasan, iba na pod ang iya topic. Then parang confusing na hindi man lang binigyan ng summary ni teacher yung isang topic. Okay? So, walang closure. At pag walang closure, maraming tanong. Mahirap maka-move on. Okay? So, make the lesson complete. That is also the reason why in Prof. Ed, sabi natin, merong parang well-known na quotation na learners ko, no, they are going to school with a question mark. Okay? And dapat, pag uwi nila, uuwi sila ng period. Hindi na question mark. That only means na pagpunta niya ng school or pag siya ay natuto, dapat there is a closure. Lahat ng question na nasa isip niya, it should be answered. Why? Kasi parang more likely pag uwi niya na hindi nasasagot lahat ng tanong niya sa isip niya, mas more siyang nagtatanong and merong confusion. And yun, sabi pa nga dito, learners get lost. Okay, so we need to present the topics clearly, simply, and always be ready for students' clarification. Nakuha? So there should be a closure. Kaya nga sinasummarize natin yung lahat ng topics na din-discuss natin. Pagkatapos natin i-discuss lahat, sinasummarize natin, pangkabuuan, okay? Para nalalaman ng estudyante na ito yung cognitive learning theories as a whole. Meron tayong cognitive development, meron tayong sociocultural, meron tayong information processing, and meron tayong problem solving and creativity. So those were the topics for cognitive learning theory. So there is a closure. Alam ng estudyante na ay sa course na ito, hanggang dito lang yung cognitive learning theories. Hanggang dito lang yung behavioral. Okay? So, in short, walang confusion. So that is law of closure. Next, ito yung mga additional ha. Law of pregnance. When things grasp as wholes, the minimal amount of energy is exerted in thinking. Make your lesson holistic, complete, and most of all, simple. So when we say law of pregnance, so dapat yung pinipresent natin sa kanila, kompleto. Right? Kasi kapag ka, later on, sabihin mo, okay, you search for it, blah, blah, whatsoever. So, kapag ka naman kasi nag-research tayo, parang broad kasi siya eh, di ba? Unlike kapag ka specific siya, simple, and holistic, nandoon na lahat. So, parang nafe-feel natin complete or parang kontento tayo dun sa ating natututunan. So, as teachers, law of pregnance, kailangan holistic, kompleto, and at the same time, it is simple. Law of figure or ground. For a figure to be perceived, it must stand out from the background. Emphasis should be done on important aspects of the lesson. Kaya nga, kung mapapansin nyo, sometimes in our discussion, di ba, we repeat concepts. Sinasabi natin, okay, take note of this one. Please be guided. Please be familiar with. Okay? Ganito. Kasi lalabas sa board exam. So that is law of figure. We are giving emphasis on the most important aspects or parts, topics of a lesson. So that is law of figure. Nakukuha? So we are giving emphasis. We are highlighting the most important parts, concepts, and information of the topic. Okay. So that is the last law. Then, principles of Gestalt Theory of learning. Finally, first, the learner should be encouraged to discover the underlying nature of a topic or of a problem. Faculty room. I'm sorry. Okay. So, we have here, we are encouraging the learners to discover more. No, hindi lang yung basta basa-basa lang. Kaya nga sometimes we are encouraging the students to conduct further research, right? Kasi nga sabi pa nga dito sa Gestalt Theory, a whole, no, yung kabuuan kaysa doon sa parts lang ay mas maganda. Okay? Then gaps, incongruities, then disturbance or unessential stimulus for learner. Kasi with those gaps, disturbance, doon nag-start yung questions for them to explore more. And instruction should be based upon the laws of organization. So yun nga, yung mga, eto, hanggang law of figure. So this different na mga laws could be a guide for us, no, in considering teaching doon sa ating mga estudyante. So, sabi po dito, no, based upon. Pero saan yan? Sa Gestalt Theory. Kasi importante naman talaga to, di ba? Yung pagkaka-groupings ng mga topics and concepts. Okay? So, questions so far? So, if you have questions or clarifications, please raise it through our group chat. Pero kapag too obvious na, alam nyo naman. So, let us first visit your module. Okay, here. Okay, so activity. So, the direction is identify what organizational law is not given consideration. So, di ba kanina, nag-discuss tayo ng laws of groupings or organization. So, alin daw yung hindi nabigyan ng consideration in the following situations. So, you are to read the following situations here provided. Then, you identify what organizational law is not given the consideration. Then, make suggestions on how will the teaching learning experience of the learners be improved. So, after ninyo ma-identify what organizational law is not given the consideration, so you explain, then you give suggestions. Make sure that you are able to elaborate your suggestion. Okay. Then, after which, here, sabi dito, oh, you're also to make a radial diagram that will describe the concepts in Gestalt Theory. So, make sure to highlight the important concepts of the cell theory, then discuss the contents of your radial diagram. So, I guess you already know how to make a radial diagram. Circle sa gitna, then may mga rays siya kung saan doon nyo ilalagay yung mga concepts, important highlights na concept ng Gestalt Theory, then discuss yung inyong radial diagram. And of course, in the part of express, you are to reflect on the following questions. And still, be guided with the learning rubric, okay, for this lesson. Okay, so that's all for Gestalt Theory. I hope that you learned something from this lesson. And lahat nito mga din-discuss natin, kailangan kayo maging familiar dito. Why? Except from, ito ay maaaring lumabas sa licensure examination, of course. These learning theories will be your foundational, not only knowledge, pero parang foundation nyo siya kapag nasa field na kayo ng teaching, so that you'll be able to understand more kung ano ba talaga yung learners natin, kung sino ba talaga sila, and how can we adjust to their interests and needs. Nakuha? So be familiar with this learning theories. So that's all for Gestalt Theory. We'll discuss next the subsumption theory. So thank you and God bless.